talking about my pregnancies, how I told my parents, our reactions, pregnancy tests, just everything that led up to when I went to labor, because labor and delivery, I'm gonna have my own video. But yeah, let's just get started. So I'm gonna start off with how, let's fix this. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with how me and Jeremy first met. We played tennis together. I did meet him back in middle school. He went to a middle school across town, but my friends would hang out with him. Sometimes he would come over to our school and he would hang out with my friends. But I never really talked to him until high school, and we played tennis together. He was in the varsity team and I was in the JV team. And so that's basically how things got started. As a backtrack, for school, me and him were always really good in school until we started to date. Yeah, me and him have never skipped before until we met, and that is really bad. I don't suggest you guys do that, and I highly regret it to this day. Yeah, don't skip school. So with skipping school, you know what led to that. So yeah, this is my first pregnancy that I'm talking about. My parents did not know about Jeremy. They did not know I was dating him, but they knew he was my friend because he would come over sometimes. So that's all they knew, that he was my friend. They did not know that me and him were dating. So at the time, I was working at Little Caesars. After work, I went over to his house and we took a pregnancy test and it came out positive. I took these really expensive digital ones. It was like 20 bucks. It counts up to 4 and then it tells you whether you're pregnant or not pregnant. So I took it, I went to the living room with him, and then we turned it upside down so that we couldn't see the result. And then after a couple seconds, or like a minute or so, we flipped it over and it told us that we were pregnant. I was a train wreck when I saw that it was positive. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to really think. Jeremy was supportive. He was trying to cheer me up basically the whole time because he saw my reaction. So yeah, after that, we had to tell our parents, right? And so basically I told my parents, I took them over to my cousin's house. It was very awkward, don't do this. And then my cousin called my parents telling them to come over, saying that I wanted to talk to them. Obviously you can see what's leading up to this if I don't go over there and then tell my parents to come over. Like, that never happens. Like, why would I want that? Like, it was very obvious why they were coming. It was very obvious to my cousin why I was coming because I never go over to her house without my parents. So yeah, they basically knew what I was gonna say. It took me a good 5 minutes. I was just sitting there for 5 minutes not knowing what to say, and then I finally just said I'm 2 weeks pregnant. I mean, I'm 2 months pregnant. And basically that's how my parents found out. Jeremy's parents found out. I'm not quite 100% sure, but I think Jeremy told his dad and then his dad told his mom. I'm not really sure what their reactions were, but my parents, they were very supportive. They definitely knew what I was kind of getting myself into. So they told me, like, we're not gonna leave you alone, like, you're gonna have help, kind of a thing, like, you're not doing this, you're not alone. And that really like brightened me up a little. My parents weren't like exactly pissed at me. They didn't yell or anything, they just said we're here with you. It is what it is. That's basically how my parents reacted. My parents know, Jeremy's parents know, and then it was up to tell my sister. My sister is very protective. She's always protected me through everything, which I highly thank. But yeah, so I get home and my parents tell Sophia, and she didn't take it very well. She freaked out, she yelled at me. It was very stressful and it wasn't a good environment to be in since I was pregnant. And so Jeremy decided to take me over to his parents' house, and that is basically when I moved out. So at this point I'm working at Wahoo's. And Wahoo's, so basically what happened was we have to move these tables when we close. A booth right here, and then there's that table in the middle. Those tables are heavy, and I was pregnant and I was moving those. Being 16, first time pregnant, you don't know very much. Y'all can judge me, but I didn't know. I think this is one big reason why I miscarried. So one day before going to work, I went to the bathroom and I saw that I was spotting a little bit. Didn't really think much of it. I'm obviously 16, don't know a lot. So basically continue with my day like nothing happened, and after work I noticed that I'm bleeding a lot more. When we get home, Jeremy's brother is home with a friend, and I noticed that I'm bleeding a lot more, and I say I have to go to the hospital. Go to the hospital, they tell me that everything's okay, that they found a heartbeat and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then a couple hours later I go home and I notice that I'm bleeding a little bit more. And so I go over to my mom's house just because I wanted to talk to someone to see what was going on, if I was okay. And my mom says, you're okay, like just sleep with me, everything will be okay by tomorrow morning. So I go to the kitchen, grab myself something, and then I watch TV. My mom's in her room and I start to feel like really big urge to go to the bathroom. And so I go to the bathroom and I bled so much. Sorry if this is TMI, but it's kind of how you miscarry. There was a lot of blood, and then I felt like a blop. And at this point, I felt like I lost my baby. I kind of already knew, looked it up on Google, like if it was normal to be heavily bleeding, and it obviously wasn't, and it was saying that it could be a miscarriage. So I called the doctor over the phone, and this is like 12 at night. If you're wondering where Jeremy is at this point, he was working. So I call the doctor and he says that it's a possible chance that I didn't miscarry, and I'm still giving me hope. And so after I get off the phone with the doctor, I was like, no, I think I lost my baby. And then I go over to my mom's room and I basically told her that I lost my baby. And she was like shook. She was like, what? Like, she's like, no, you're okay. And then I did go to the doctors after that because I had an OBGYN appointment the day after to check on the baby. When I went to the doctors the next day, I was given an ultrasound, and we could clearly tell because there's like a TV in front of you and it shows you what the ultrasound technician is doing, and we could see that there was no fetus. And I was 7 weeks pregnant at this point. So, I mean, it is pretty small, but you should at least see something. And there was nothing in my uterus. And the ultrasound technician did not say anything. It was very quiet and awkward the whole time. And then they took me to this other room, and basically the doctor told me that I had miscarried. And I basically already knew, but at that point I was just like, well, and I started to just bawl my eyes out. So then we discussed birth control options, and I got the Nexplanon. It's like a little bar, and they inject it into your arm, and mine got infected, like really bad. And so they had to take it out. I had to go 2 weeks without it because I scheduled my appointment 2 weeks out. There was no sooner appointment availability, and so I had to wait 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I got pregnant again. And this is with Roman. Roman is my son's name. We took a pregnancy test. How we did it was, basically I was already living with him, so that's kind of how it happened. So we took a test and it came out positive. At this point, we were kind of happy, but we were kind of shocked. Like, we didn't really want this for each other. We saw it as a second chance, and then we kind of screwed it up again. But it was never ever intentional, and I just want to clear that up, that it was never intentional for us to get pregnant again. So we basically, how we told our parents. I never really told my parents together. We went to Lifeline, and they basically give you free ultrasounds, and at this point I was like 10 weeks pregnant and nobody knew. And so I took the ultrasound pictures and I showed just my mom, and then my mom told my dad, and then my dad told my sister. And at this point my sister was okay with it. She wasn't really mad, and my mom was super happy, kind of disappointed, but most of it overall happy, just because of how depressed I was after losing the first baby. I was just super depressed, down all the time, lost motivation and stuff like that. Yeah, I was a train wreck after that miscarriage. Once I was pregnant again, I was bleeding a little bit, and so Jeremy took me to the hospital right away. He was at work or with his friends, I don't remember, and he raced to his house, his parents' house, and then basically his mom and his brother were home, and he just bolted in and then took me outside, and we got in the car. And I think he forgot something, or I don't know what happened, but he ran back inside to get something, and his mom kind of saw him like really fast and really anxious, like really scared, like kind of like, I don't know, like obviously how you'd be if you were on your way to the hospital, like expecting the worst news possible. So yeah, she's like, what's wrong kind of a thing, and he's just like, Brenda's pregnant and she thinks she's miscarrying again. So that's how they found out. Mind you that is not the best way to tell your parents that you're pregnant. His parents didn't take it well, but in the end it did work out. So I'm gonna insert a picture of the ultrasound of when we found out that it was a boy. Jeremy's brother was with us, and the nurse gave the envelope to him, and then he kept it a secret, and then we had a gender reveal. It came out to be a boy. A little background: if it was a boy, he was gonna have my brother's name as his middle name. My brother died when he was 4 months in the womb. In remembrance, I did that for him. I'll insert the clip of when we figured out that it was a boy. After that, we decided on a name. His name is Roman Danny Garcia. It took a lot of thought. Jeremy came up with Roman, and then I came up with Danny, and then obviously the last name is Jeremy's last name. So basically now Roman is 2 months old. We have our own house. Basically everything has been going good for us. We are super thankful. In no way or shape or form am I trying to promote teen pregnancy. I'm just saying that this is our experience. We are just very lucky and blessed. We're lucky to get all the support we have. So super thankful to everyone, like literally everyone that helped us. But yeah, this is our story. I'll insert pictures of Roman here. Okay, and so now I'll be posting a labor and delivery video soon, not sure when, but I'm pretty sure it'll be after this one. All I'll say is I was in labor for 36 hours. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? All right, until next time guys, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment something. No negative comments please. But yeah, have a great day guys. Bye.